What is going on, everybody? My name is Northy, and today I'm going to be doing a little bit of a talk, a little bit of an informative video to you guys about the new release that has just been 100% confirmed, Footy Stars 2022 Prestige. Just very recently, I had mentioned that Footy Stars Prestige had pretty much been confirmed. I don't know if that video is out already or not, but I'm almost certain in a video I have mentioned it. But this release is the third in a row for the Prestige series. We had it in 2020, had it in 2021, and now finally in 2022 with the beautiful red theme around it all. So I'm excited to see the boxes of that. That'll look really, really nice. But Footy Stars Prestige, as per usual, is a additional set to the regular Footy Stars series. However, this year it's like its third set. I guess you call Jumbo a second set and then Footy Stars its first, but realistically you could put Jumbo and regular Footy Stars together. Prestige is its one-off set. It's more, as you can tell, prestigious set. Much nicer looking cards, better potential for the cards, higher value. However, this one is a exclusive set, however not a break the bank kind of set. Last year, off the top of my head, they sold Prestige boxes for $140 a box, which is really not as bad as how it was towards the end of last year, as that was absolutely crazy, the stuff we were getting last year. But Prestige was low, kept it low at $140, was 8 cards per pack, 24 packs per box, and so for the most part, most people were happy with that. Prestige didn't have the highest value cards as obviously Optimum and Supremacy had, but Prestige was a really, really nice add-on. Just a kind of little rundown for you guys as to what we could be expecting here today. Obviously, they plan to go live on Saturday at 2 p.m. You can see here on the Facebook announcement. Going to be a really, really nice afternoon. Really awesome seeing that stream. Hopefully, fingers crossed, some really interesting sets. However, I want to go through a little bit here on the Select website, as it'll kind of give you an idea as to what we'll probably be expecting from Footy Stars 2022 Prestige. Call it predictions if you will. Either way, it's not too stressful whether we get things right, whether we get things wrong. It's literally just here to get excited about the new Footy Stars Prestige release. But, as I mentioned, they had it in 2020, had it in 2021, and now it is coming back for 2022. Prestige in 2020, you can see here. We'll check the release. It was going for $6 a pack. 6 times 24 is probably around 140. I can't remember off the top of my head, but they are a limited release. Only 8,400 boxes were produced of Prestige 2020, and I'd imagine it'd be similar for 2021. Yeah, 2021 also 8,400 boxes. So both years they have been going for $140 a box, which, as I mentioned before, even though there's less packs, it's really not as bad. Especially speaking in hindsight, I was a little disappointed with the 2021 release of Prestige because it was more expensive. I'm like, oh, that's a little annoying. But in hindsight, I know that it's definitely necessary considering the cards that are available to get the value up from the original Footy Stars release. And this year is a little interesting because, yeah, as I mentioned, it's the third addition to the Footy Stars set, and the most we've ever had in the past is 2, obviously being regular Footy Stars and Prestige since 2020. But we go over 2020 Footy Stars Prestige, and you'll see here, if you did open up Footy Stars 2020 at any point, you will kind of understand what exactly happened and how they all look. We've got the regular common cards. I remember in 2021, they were nice and shinier, shiny foil. They were added on top of the common cards, so they're just a little bit nicer than the regular Footy Stars common cards. But then we go over to die cut Zebra. There were regular die cuts in 2020. However, the Zebra edition was made in Prestige. They were basically the Prestige assigned variation of the die cut. But one thing that's remained the same have been the red parallel and the green parallel. These two have both been in every single year. And then in 2021, they added a blue parallel, which was a little bit rarer than red, a little bit less rare than green. They took out the Milestone games in 2021. However, Milestone games were a part of the 2020 version, as they clearly wanted to add some more cards in rather than just the regular basic cards every single time. But the common theme between the cards is that they're often very numbered. You can see almost every single card in terms of inserts is numbered except for the die-cut zebra. They're the only insert that's unnumbered. And for 2021, the only insert that was unnumbered was the Game Breakers. They added Game Breakers back for Prestige in 2021, and they were also unnumbered. Just some better players, I'd imagine. But this year, we got forward 50. They may do it again with Game Breakers. We'll see what happens. I wouldn't mind seeing some back 50 Game Breakers. We saw forward 50 in regular Footy Stars, so back 50 may be coming for Prestige. It could be interesting there. But we did have red, blue, and green parallel in 2021. You've got red and green parallel here. My prediction for what they're going to do for the 2022 Prestige release is they're going to turn the fractured cards into these red, blue potentially, and green parallels. Because they have kind of set it up for something like it. We did get the Acid Yellow and the Arctic Blue versions in the 2022 Footy Stars release with both regular and jumbo, and it feels like it'd kind of be weird if they stopped at yellow and blue. There are definitely some weird colors just to completely stop at. I think we see those come back for 2022 Prestige, except in different variations like red, like green. You can see here, maybe even a different color, who knows, but I think they'll keep on the same track, just add the fraction in, which will be interesting because you can see here red parallels are 1 in 6. So either they make the parallel cards rarer, or they just stick with the normal parallels and just keep the fractured cards as the box hit of the box. And you can see here in 2020 Prestige, the box hit was Engine Room. 2021, it was Clearance Kings, so they could make fractured in 2022 Prestige the box hit. However, I'm almost certain that they're going to be adding fractured back into this set. I feel like it has to happen. There's so many more cards you can make out of the fractured set. It's literally just based on colors, so you could do a lot with it. But the really interesting thing that I want to get onto is past the box hits. You can see here in 2020, Brownlow Vote Getters was the double box hit. In 2021, the double box hit was pretty much the same thing. It was just renamed as Brownlow Leaders. The same kind of concept. All the players who got Brownlow votes in 2020 got a card signifying how many votes they got for this season, or for the previous season. So for 2022 Prestige, we'll have the 2021 Brownlow results, where if you get Bontempelli, he had 33, Ollie Wines won it with 36, and he'll have a special little Brownlow specific card made for him. So if you get lucky enough to pull that, congratulations. But basically anyone who got a vote will be getting a Vote Getters card or a Brownlow Leaders card, whatever they decided to call it this year. Brownlow Predictors are I'm pretty certain they'll come back. They are a quadruple box hit, or every 4 boxes, except they're in the platinum version. So obviously we have the gold Brownlow Predictors that we've got in the regular 2022 Prestige, Footy Stars, sorry, not Prestige. And they look beautiful this year. However, platinum has the chance to go even better, even bigger. Ridiculous potential for the Brownlow Predictors this year. They look really nice in gold, so I can imagine if they did it in platinum, they look even better. And then of course they've got their big hits, they're kind of one you look out for. In 2020 they actually had a case card. I can't remember what the case card was in 2020. I could check it now, but I don't want to waste too much time. But they didn't have it in 2021. They only had their carry-on big hit from the previous release. So in Footy Stars 2022, in Footy Stars 2020, Showstoppers was in the regular release, and then for Prestige, they added a more prestigious version of it, better players, for example. So Showstoppers had some really nice Prestige cards. Same goes for 2021 with Marquee. Marquee in the regular set had some up-and-comers as the Marquee players, and then when you went to Prestige, the Marquee players were numbered to 40, and they also were considered either the best player or one of the best players on the team, not just an up-and-comer who could be in the future. So very interesting stuff there. Kind of gives you an idea as to where the Prestige is going to go this year. However, the reason it's so interesting to me is because of how this year has gone for Footy Stars. Obviously, it's not been a normal year with the release of Jumbo and the regular Footy Stars, because if you'll remember, Footy Stars definitely made the most out of what they had. They had Virtuoso as their big hit this year, coming in both Footy Stars regular version and in Jumbo version in terms of redemptions and signature cards. So Footy Stars 2022 Jumbo, you could get a Virtuoso from purchasing a case. You were guaranteed one, but you were not guaranteed a signature. Signatures were randomly pulled, one in every 1,296. It was something ridiculous, and I hope that doesn't happen again. However, what I'm getting at with this point is they've kind of used up as much of Virtuoso as I could imagine, because you've got Footy Stars 2022 who have 2 players per team who own a Virtuoso card. I'm lucky to get Jaden Stevenson and Nick Larkey for North Melbourne. I'm a North Melbourne fan if you can't tell by the name of the channel. But I've got both of those from regular Footy Stars. Pretty happy. I could get Taron Thomas and Luke Davies-Uniacke from Footy Stars 2022 Jumbo in their Virtuoso form. And that goes with each team. They've pretty much got 4 Virtuoso players for each team, that's not including the extra signature cards you get on top if you manage to get lucky enough to pull one. Like, Virtuoso has been used up as much as I can imagine. So I don't know whether they bring Virtuoso back for 2022 Prestige. They may do it. They may find a way that I have no clue about. However, what I kind of bring this up for is to give a prediction as to what I think they'll do with it. And my prediction is that they go further in the Spectrum series, because Spectrum was a little bit underwhelming. I don't think it was the worst thing, for sure. However, it brought a lot of excitement in the Footy Stars 2022 release, as they were redemption cards. You didn't get the cards straight up like you pretty much could have. Footy Stars 2022 Spectrum cards are literally just normal cards, except for some reason they need to be redeemed. I don't know whether that was due to a printing problem or some logistical error on Select's side. So it's really interesting why Spectrum was so underwhelming there, and I'm hoping it may be because they wanted to do something bigger with it in 2022 Prestige. However, I'm almost certain, unless they somehow blow it all out of the water and do something completely new that I can't think of right now, Footy Stars 2022 will surely not go back to Virtuoso for the Prestige release. I don't think they will, unlike previous years, obviously. But the reason I say, but obviously in Prestige, sorry, for the previous years, they haven't used up as much of their players before they released Prestige. So they were able to get away with putting their really, really good players as the same kind of set. So instead of it being only Virtuoso's regular players for the regular Virtuoso set in Footy Stars 2022, and then releasing the signature cards in Prestige, they put it all in the one set practically. So I don't see where they could go with Virtuoso. I'm almost certain I can cross that off the list, unless they have something planned that I'm just not thinking of. I don't know whether they go back to Spectrum. I'd like to see them do something with it, like some kind of signature. But I don't know whether they'll do that either. It could be a complete new set. But nonetheless, I'm almost certain that the big hit of Prestige is going to be something we don't know of. Unless it's Spectrum, I guess. But I would like to see Spectrum come back a little bit better. It was a little underwhelming personally. I guess that's what I'm really trying to get at. But nonetheless, Saturday at 2 p.m, that'll all be revealed. And so I'm super keen to see what they've done with it, what they've done with the set, what they've decided to add. I think I have an idea as to how it's all going to go, obviously, as I mentioned previously. But I'm really excited to be opening this stuff up very, very soon. We'll be getting release dates, prices, which I'd imagine stay the same as previous years. I pray they don't go over 140. It's been 140 every year that Prestige has been a thing, so I could only imagine that they keep it at 140 unless there's something crazy in there, but I doubt it'll be the case. I think we're going to be getting a $140 box. Thankfully now, the difference between last year with 2021 Prestige and this year is that I managed to get myself an SCC membership. Basically, the SCC, or the Select Collectors Club, is a club you can join if you pay $100 to join throughout the year. You can pay to join it, and you get early access to all the new cards and stuff that are going to be released. And so I am super keen to be a part of that now and get myself my boxes guaranteed without the stress of having to be there on release day at the release time, and hoping things go well for me. I can literally take my time, wait till I have the money to do so, and go ahead and purchase it. So I'm going to probably purchase my boxes the day that the stream comes out, because they usually release it then for SCC members, but they could release it a couple days later. But from previous experience, release day will be the week after this is announced. So I'm super keen to see all the cards in hand. I'm super keen to hear all the information on the weekend. It's all going to get really exciting again. I hope that they manage to deliver. I hope it's not underwhelming, because they smashed it out of the park with the first release. So I don't know whether they have realized that they can potentially set themselves up for major disappointment here if they do something like Footy Stars 2022 Jumbo, which, not to say it was a bad release. I think it was very interesting, but it's very clearly a hobby box and not great for regular collectors or that we're used to. So hopefully Prestige 2022 comes in with a bang. I think that's what we're all really hoping for at the end of the day, but kind of a small idea as to what we'll probably be getting and my hopes as to where it will go. But I'm super excited to rip this stuff open. If you guys enjoyed this video and want to see me rip open 2022 Prestige when it does eventually come out, be sure to leave a like on the video, subscribe to the channel if you are new, and comment down below what you're excited for in Prestige, what you want to see come back, what you want to see in the future in terms of what your collection may be. Nonetheless, I'm excited for Prestige, and I hope that it's a banger, because 3 years in a row Prestige, it's not necessarily draining, but if it doesn't go well, we may not see another version of it come back for a long time. But we'll see what happens. Nonetheless, let's hope for a good release day. Thank you all so much for watching this video, and I'll see you all in the next one. Good.